Hi. Hello, let's start. 1948 establishment of the State of Israel. There were 650 inhabitants, Jew inhabitants living in Israel. A year later, the total exports of Israel was 66% citrus and 18% diamonds. Jumping ahead, 75 years later, we can see the total map of the exports is totally different. We have chemicals, petrochemicals, machinery, medtech, of course. But the interesting thing is, this is only goods. So basically, today, 52% of our exports is services, which means mainly software, high-tech software, and only 48% is goods in Israel. So, hello, my name is Doron Hemo. As Mike said, I'm heading the Israeli Economic Mission based in the Consulate in Munich. And in the next few minutes, I will talk about basically what makes Israeli a culture of innovation. I'll bring two examples of disruptive innovation and then maybe one story about cultural differences between Germany and Israel. So what makes basically Israel an innovative country? Some would say it's all about everything is condensed. We're all in one place, and the academy is connected to the army and to the industry, which is true. Others we say we are not afraid to fail, like Dov said, which is also true. Of course, the army, the units, intelligence units in the army, of course, contributed a lot because this is the best practice or best school for us. All is true. I would like to mention one thing. And this is a sentence I like so much: necessity, mother of all inventions. And this is the same inhabitants, 650,000 people, 48, and today we are almost 10 million, and the same amount of rain falls every year in Israel. And where do you bring water from? Potable water for the people. So what did we do? We had to develop our own irrigation system, wastewater treatment, of course, desalination. In the late 60s, when we had wars with Jordan, Syria, and Egypt, the French basically boycotted us, and they didn't want to sell us any weapon. What did we have to do? We had to develop our own defense industry. So always, I think, where there's the need, is it's not only Israel, but it's like a humankind thing, then you must push yourself and invent. And this is still true for the local labor market in Israel today. We barely have these big corporates like in Europe, Thales, Bombardier, I don't know, Volkswagen, and so on, where people feel this security in the work. So as you saw, there are a lot of startups. As you heard, you need to find the next salary for them. So it's always this environment of push, and need to succeed. Looking at the numbers, and again about the high tech, looking at the numbers, almost 12% of our total workforce is working in high tech, but they are in charge or they're responsible for 30% of the total income tax and 20% of the GDP. And as I said before, 52% of our total exports. I think it's amazing. A word about investments. John already showed us this picture. The trend. 2021 was an irregular year, of course, but it was a global trend, not only in Israel. And you can see that in 23, 24, we are all already started to recover. 25, again, there are new deals, so the chart will go much higher. And you need to remember this is under wartime. And NVIDIA, for example, after they saw that NVIDIA acquired a company called Mellanox, which are today responsible for 40% of NVIDIA's revenues globally. And they saw that NVIDIA is being able to deliver, so they kept on showing confidence in Israel and kept on investing and acquired another two companies in 2024. When we look on the distribution of which sectors are winning it all, so first of all, I must say, when I talk to investors from Germany, I can divide it into two. If you look at family offices and institutions to invest in Israeli VCs, meaning it's a commitment for years ahead, this in these days is a little bit more as a challenge. But when you look at strategic investors, CVCs, angels, VCs investing in a specific technology in Israel, then we see still a lot of success. And the last one was just, if you heard, Munich Re acquired an Israeli company called Next Insurance for 2.6. This was announced last week. So we look again at, quickly on the companies. We can see health tech and life science had the most number of deals, but cybersecurity, for the amount of money, takes it all, and afterwards also business software. Now the question is, why cyber and why software? For my understanding, we don't have this legacy industry like in Germany, more than a century, with all the research, wonderful research institutions and all these corporates. So normally we do have the talent, and the talent open a laptop and starts programming. And this is why you see cybersecurity and business software, of course not only, but this is our strength. So this was it, but if we look now on the focus of what we're still doing today, I will share with you a short story. In my previous job, I was the head of the Israeli economic attaché, working the same job, but in Taiwan. And one time I went to meet a guy called Maurice Chang. Maurice Chang is basically the godfather of the Taiwanese industry. He was the legendary chairman of TSMC. And he explained me two things. First of all, he showed me, he was very proud to tell me the story how he defeated Intel, because Intel didn't pay attention to the mobile industry, and he developed all the semiconductors for the mobile industry. And the second thing, he told me the story of Taiwan, how they decided already in the 70s and the 80s to be the world leader in semiconductors. And they built a program for that and invested a lot of money. And they said Taiwanese, every year there are still 20,000 Taiwanese studying in the States, coming back, and basically the government developed the entire semiconductors industry. Again, why I'm mentioning that? Because Israel is not only cyber and enterprise softwares, it's a defense tech. This is what basically happening today, if we like it or not. Due to the war, due to our experience in the battlefield, there's a lot of money now going into defense tech Israeli companies. They work together with MAFAD, the Directive of Defense and R&D, together call of proposals with the private sectors. There's hundreds of millions going there into Israeli companies. There's the Quantum, as mentioned before, John was here, one of his companies, Quantum Machinery, won a call of proposal of the Israeli Innovation Authority. Now they're building a quantum center in the University of Tel Aviv. They will have 2 quantum computing there, which will be connected to the cloud, so we are also investing there. And also bioconversion, there is a national program taking the computing power from one hand with the biological and chemical drugs and making miracles out of it. So already 10 slides, and I didn't mention even once the word AI. Notable breakthroughs through AI. I don't know if you know, but now in the Wall Street, the guys from Wall Street, what they do, they have a new measurement, and they say how fast takes a company to get to an ARR of 100 million. For example, OpenAI, it took them 6 years. But then there was another Israeli company, Deal, 2.5 years. Wiz, that was just acquired, less than 2 years. Actually, now it's an American company, it's automation for developers. In 1 year, they make a 100 million ARR. And this is all thanks to the AI. So I picked 2 companies. One is Lemonade. And the CEO of Lemonade keeps on saying that today, because of the AI, this is an insurance company, basically. It's an automatic insurance company based on AI. He keeps reducing his manpower and increasing his revenues. Now, I don't know if it's good for the market, but it's definitely good for the founder and definitely good for the investors. The miracles they are doing. By the way, Allianz was an investor there, and they cashed out, and they made a lot of money. Another interesting company is DeepDub. DeepDub is a basically company in the entertainment field, where they take for example, from a movie or from a movie, and there's, let's say, Brad Pitt is talking there, and they take the same voice of Brad Pitt with the same intonation, the same mimic, and they just translate it online. And basically, this is it. I don't know, Mike, we have a few more minutes to give you a few more minutes? Only one is not enough.
In a world of many tongues, the message rings true. Unity and diversity, a vision to pursue from every land and culture. Voices blend and soar. Love's universal language opens every door.
This is all by AI
in this vibrant tapestry where differences shine.
So I'll continue. That's the idea. I would not take too much of your time. Just last thing, since, again, I'm representing the States of Israel, I would like to share with you an interesting chart where we see the goods, the trade between Germany and Israel, and see what happens. Basically, the orange or the blue one is the import from Germany, from Israel to Germany, and basically Israel is somehow, even in times of war, is closing the gap when it comes to goods for the trade between Israel and Germany, based on the figures we have at our Ministry of Economy. Last thing, I will end with that. There is a book, Erin Meyer, she wrote a book. She talks about how basically cultural differences impact global business. And then she dedicates one chapter about Israel and Germany, and she says, for example, scheduling. Israel, it's a flexible thing. In Germany, of course, scheduling is not a flexible thing. But when you come to a disagreement, we both like to confront one another, one with other people. So it's a very interesting story. So I will end maybe with the story, because we all think that, okay, we are Western and we have the same business behavior, which could be sometimes true, but not always. And there's an example of a story I heard and I really like. There was a CEO of a German company, and he wanted to do business with an Israeli company, and he said, okay, I'm flying to Israel, let's plan everything. And he tried to plan everything in advance, weeks before, and exactly what we're going to talk and everything. And a week before, the Israeli company told him, yeah, listen, but on the same day when you come, we're having a farewell for one of our VPs who is leaving, so you will join us to the party, and then we'll keep on and talking. And this is what happened. To the German came, and they had a talk, and they had a farewell, and they kept on negotiating and everything. And then later they asked the Israeli CEO, what do you think about? How was the meeting? He said, oh, it was wonderful. We had such wonderful time together. I'm sure we're going to do business together. And when the German CEO has been asked the same question, he said, no, it was a total chaos. Everything was planned, and then they changed everything in the last minute, and so you understood the point. We always need to be very gentle with these cultural gaps. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a fruitful day.